Hello, welcome to Revelator Alf. I am live here. Yes, we're going to be talking about Harley Davidson, and I'm also going to be talking about this new LiveWire. Not new, I would say. It's more of a reinvention or a rebranding more than anything else. Let me just take these off because actually I can't even hear myself properly. It's yesterday, Harley Davidson, they came out with an announcement. This is actually, well, it was a press release, but actually I reported on this a while ago, that they sold off their electric bike division, or not sold off, they'd actually taken that electric bike division and created a brand new company called LiveWire. So it's its own company now called LiveWire. And yesterday they came out with a press release basically saying that they're going to launch LiveWire, as I've already reported, with a brand new motorcycle called LiveWire One, which is the electric motorcycle. And it looked, from all past images, it looked like exactly the same as the Harley Davidson LiveWire. But I thought, well, maybe there's some slight differences, or maybe they've tweaked it a little bit. So I wrote a blog about this yesterday. Last night, and I've dug a little deeper in it overnight, so I thought it'd be interesting to go through the specs, go through some interesting facts about it, and well, you can decide for yourself. But I thought what I would do, if you haven't seen it, and hopefully this is going to work now, I'm actually going to put my headphones back in. I'm going to show you the launch video from Harley Davidson. Sorry, from LiveWire. I'm going to get confused myself, aren't I? From LiveWire itself. So just hold on one second. Let me do this for you now. There we go. Share screen. That one. And we're going to do this one, I believe. There we go. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play that for you now. And let's have a listen. Okay, thanks for that, Richard. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure if any sound was coming through on there. I'll have to check that later. Earlier on, when I tested this, the sound was coming through. So I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, so what I'll do, I'll stop that screen and just talk about it instead. Let me just come out of these headphones as well. There we go. Let me just check my settings, make sure that the audio is all good. Okay, so you can hear me now, everybody, hopefully. Anyway, so Harley Davidson, as I say, they've set up this brand new company, totally standalone company out, LiveWire. They're coming out with this brand new motorcycle, LiveWire One. It looks exactly the same as the Harley Davidson LiveWire. Right, let me just quickly look at the press release. The press release came out yesterday from Harley Davidson about this LiveWire, and they are going to actually launch or debut the bike, this LiveWire One, at the IMS North California on the bike show on the 18th of July 2021. It was supposed to be for the week before, or the week next week. I think it was supposed to be on the 9th, I believe, but they've had to push it back. Anyway, so this is it. So if you're interested in the Harley Davidson LiveWire, if you've bought one and everything, you've paid £29,000, £30,000, dollars, shekels, whatever you've paid for it, right? All fine and dandy. All the reports and people who've gone on it, fantastic. They love it. Great reviews, great riding experience, the power delivery, instant delivery, whoosh, love it, right? Everybody loves it. A lot of people don't like the price, because it is an expensive bike, and you know, we talk about the range and how practical it is for people to use this kind of bike. However, that's a sort of side issue. In terms of the actual technology, in terms of the actual bike, if you watch Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman's program, Long Way Up, where they rode the bikes from the tip of South America all the way back up to Los Angeles, yeah, great program. I think that was on Apple TV, if you ever get a chance to watch that. Really good, but the real heroes for me out of that program are not Harley Davidson per se, although the bike stood up. It was more another company who did these electric 4x4 trucks for them, Rivian, because they actually produced or provided the charging infrastructure all the way from South America all the way up to the United States. So without them and without a generator on the back of a truck, they wouldn't have been able to do it. However, that being said, it worked, and the bikes were able, they could charge the bikes and they could get them long distances. Right, so we know Harley Davidson, the LiveWire, the electric venture, we know that. They've decided to go it alone under the new CEO, and they've released this new company. They're coming out with this LiveWire One, it's called, and they're charging, would you believe, this is the starting price, the retail price of this, $21,999. So when I read it, I thought, no, that's a typo. That can't be right, surely. Okay, is this a different bike? So your mind starts to wander, right? Okay, so I went onto the livewire.com website last night before I wrote the blog. This was, and at the dimension, I looked at the specs and everything, and yes, sure enough, the LiveWire itself is starting at I've lost the price now, crikey, it's not very good of me, is it? It's starting off at 21,000. Let me have a look. Apparently the website, the LiveWire website, is playing up a little bit here. Okay, it's starting off at 21,999, but here's the interesting thing. Actually, the price of it is not 21,999 or whatever it is. It's actually 19,799 because there's a federal tax credit of, now it's saying, they've actually updated this overnight, of $2,200. Yesterday they were saying it's a tax credit of $2,000. So if you're in the United States, you'll probably know more about this than I am. But I'm reading from this that you, as an individual person, going to buy this, and I'll talk about how it's being bought in a moment, but you'll only pay 19,799 and not the 21,000, you know, whatever it is, $999. Now what they've basically said is that they're going to set up dealerships, or I suppose attach this onto dealerships, and the Harley Davidson dealerships, but they're going to start off, now where is it? They did say they're going to start off with dealerships in California. There's also one in California, New York, Texas, with additional locations planned for autumn, the fall, and also for international purchasers. There, so it's going to be launched in the United States. Say it's launched now, but on the 18th of July, that's when it's going to debut at that IMS North California show. The LiveWire plans to be available in international markets from 2022. When that will be, you know, we don't know. Of course, for future products news, please see livewire.com. So this is from the press release, right? So they're saying the LiveWire is actually $21,999. If you go onto the LiveWire website, it's actually, no, it's 17,900 and whatever it was. That's with a 19,799 with a 2,200 federal tax credit. Right, okay. So it's a lot cheaper than the Harley Davidson one. The Harley Davidson one is 29,799. So here's the thing. You're going to buy a brand new motorcycle, a brand new electric bike, and this LiveWire, you like this LiveWire. And you think, oh, Harley Davidson do one, that's 29,799. But now they've just launched this LiveWire One of this new company, and that's 21,000. Actually, I could buy it now for 19,000. So that's almost like a $10,000, you know, knockoff price, isn't it? So what's going on? Surely it's a different motorcycle. Surely this new LiveWire One is like a little baby brother of big, beefy Harley Davidson LiveWire, right? Yes, are we all agreeing? Surely that's the logic here, right? No, it isn't. It's unbelievable. The difference here is negligible, and I'm not sure if they've got all their details absolutely correct. But if we look at the dimensions, so here we go. Just right, pull all this up here. The dimensions are exactly the same. Length 84.1 inches, seat height unladen is 30 inches, ground clearance 5.1, the rake and trail is 24.5, 4.3, exactly the same. Wheelbase is 58.7 inches. Tires, wheels are exactly the same. However, Harley Davidson say that the weight in running order is 549 pounds. However, the weight of the LiveWire One from LiveWire is 562 pounds. Why? What's the price? What's the difference in weight here? I'm not sure. Exactly the same electric motor, the Revelation motor. Power system and charging is exactly the same. However, on the LiveWire, it says a high voltage battery is at 15.4 kilowatt hours. But the LiveWire, Harley Davidson LiveWire, is a 15.5 kilowatt hours. So whether there's the difference in there's a different battery on board, I don't know. But exactly the same level 1 charging capability. You basically get 13 miles for each hour of charging. You basically get the same level 2 as well. The DC fast charge, which is the DCFC, you get 0 to 80% in 40 minutes. That's quick, right? And then 0 to 100% in 60 minutes. So basically you could pull into, you know, a service station, a gas station, whatever, on your travels, and go and have a bite to eat, a coffee, just chilled out time, whatever. And then within an hour, after you finish your drinks and your meal or whatever, come out, your bike is fully charged again, and away you go. So both bikes, in terms of motor, in terms of chassis, in terms of, you know, dimensions, whatever, it seems to be exactly the same, apart from the weight. The weight is slightly heavier on the LiveWire One. The range of both bikes is exactly the same. Range for the in the city miles, and they're kind of launching this as an urban vehicle LiveWire, right? This is LiveWire company. They're saying no, this is an urban vehicle, urban electric vehicle, and it's 146 miles. But also say that its range combined or highway miles is 95 miles. Now, the performance, okay, here is an interesting one. The Harley Davidson performance says that the motor torque is 86 foot-pounds, right? The LiveWire says it's actually 84 foot-pounds. However, when you scroll up onto all the blurb of the motor for the LiveWire on the LiveWire website, it actually says no, it's 86 foot-pounds. It also says here for the LiveWire it's only producing 100 horsepower, but on the LiveWire Harley Davidson it's 105 horsepower. But once again, if you scroll up of the LiveWire website, it actually says no, it's 105 horsepower. Lean angle, both left and right, is for both bikes exactly the same, 45 degrees. So because it's got a narrow profile, you can really, you know, get your knee down on these bikes. So that's why people love them. That's why, you know, they're a great riding experience. The chassis is exactly the same. The suspension is exactly the same. The brakes exactly the same. Brembo monoblock brakes, I should say. The electric setup is exactly the same. The infotainment, as far as I can tell, is exactly the same. Let me just check that as well. It does seem to be exactly the same. You know, you've got a USB-C connector, you got phone media supported Bluetooth connectivity. So I'm still puzzled why it's so much cheaper than Harley Davidson LiveWire. You're basically getting exactly the same bike. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, you know, I've tried to look at it. I've tried to analyze this a little bit more and to say, well, is it just a shorter range bike? Is it it is not going to take you as far? It maybe doesn't go as fast. You know, all these kinds of things. But no, if from the information that is provided on the press release on both websites, it seems it's exactly the same bike. Exactly the same bike, you know, with different markings and different clothing, let's say, different colors. I mean, this LiveWire One comes in two colors. It comes in a black. It comes in a black and a white only. So let's just see. Let's just see if I can find it for you. It's a Horizon white, and it's something else. It's they call it a something black. I forgot what it was called now. But anyway, so that's it. I mean, this is the LiveWire, LiveWire One. You just wonder where is the reasoning here. Now maybe the reasoning is that they think, well, actually we're not selling these in volume, and we need to look at this. We need to look at the electric bikes of the future. We need to make sure that we're having a market. We're going to be able to entice a market, and I think definitely they will be able to attract more riders with this LiveWire One motorcycle price tag than they would have done with the Harley Davidson LiveWire price tag. But you know, it's a $10,000 difference. I mean, so that's a substantial saving that you're going to get. So if you're, you know, if I'm, let's say, if I'm in the market for an electric bike right now, and I want a Harley Davidson, let's say, then you would be thinking, right, okay, I'll go and buy the Harley Davidson, you know, LiveWire, because guess what? I want a Harley Davidson name badge on my bike. I want people to know I ride a Harley Davidson, right? Or I just might like that particular bike. Now the option is, I say, well, you can buy exactly the same bike, and it is exactly the same bike, just a different name. Would you still buy it? Would people still buy it? It'd be interesting to see if they do. I think if Harley Davidson as a company, if they make a big play on this and they keep on mentioning, look, new company, it's got nothing to do with us, but it really has got everything to do with us, then perhaps that's what will keep it in the consciousness of people. You know, if the LiveWire bikes are actually going to be sold in Harley Davidson dealerships, as a kind of separate little annex, let's say, or separate area of the dealership. This is where you buy your LiveWire, and this other section here, this is where you buy your Serial One bicycles, and then this section here, this is all Harley Davidson as we know and love. If that's the kind of thing that they're going to go for, yeah, okay, I can see it working. If you're going to go for your biggest markets, let's say in Texas, in California, and also New York, let's say, yeah, I can see where people are going to look at these. Certainly for urban riding, but you got to look at the competition as well. The competition, well, they were way overpriced in terms of if you're going to compare this to the competition, but now you're coming down to $19,000, $20,000, let's say $21,000. You're getting closer, a lot closer to what other electric motorcycle manufacturers are producing. I don't have the figures in front of me, but certainly we're looking at a lot of competition there for these bikes. Richard, here we go. You see, I am trying to monitor the chat as well. How much money have they lost calling it Harley Davidson, then call it LiveWire? Yeah, I don't know, to be quite honest with you. I think they were feeling the backlash from people, the traditionalists, thinking that maybe Harley Davidson electric bikes aren't for us. And maybe that's why they wanted to step away from it, disassociate themselves away from it. But the only way this LiveWire electric company are gonna get a bit of a push, bit of a head start, is for Harley Davidson to embrace it, and which I think they are, in all fairness, but to embrace it and to really say, look, this is another division, this is another company, but it's still us, basically. So yeah, so they're bringing out this new bike exactly the same. So if you want it, it's a much more of a easier proposition. The other interesting thing, which I thought, when they talk about it, now this is similar to lots of other smaller motorcycle manufacturers who don't have a dealership network, set up. So what they do, they set up all the support from the manufacturer base, and then you're going to have to arrange delivery or arrange for your bike to be sent back to the manufacturer for its servicing, let's say, or whatever, or they will send somebody out to you. Well, I don't know, it depends on the manufacturer, it depends on what kind of service package is provided and all that kind of stuff, of course. But with the LiveWire here, it basically says that you can order it online right now, today. You can buy it right now, today. And they said it would be between, well, they claimed when I saw it last night, I can't quite find it right now, but they actually said it will be between 2 to 4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks delivery, which is quite impressive, I think. I mean, that is quite impressive. If they're saying that they can deliver this bike built, now obviously they're not building it in 2 to 4 weeks and delivering it. They've obviously got a little stockpile of these bikes already there. I mean, if you go onto the website, it is quite a nice little website, I've got to say. And as websites go, it's quite good. I mean, they're obviously going to be looking at opening up showrooms, dealerships, whatever. They might be little boutique type of showrooms for this as well. And here it's basically saying our staff here as advocates, not salespeople. Yeah, I think you've got to look at your and then let's have a look at the locations. Yeah, okay, so it's a brand new website. They haven't got any locations now, so I mean, I think we've got to give them a bit of time here, LiveWire, to get themselves up and running, of course. But let's have a look at this garage here. Yeah, you can build your own. You can sign up to it. They've got this H-D Connect app, which they're still running for the LiveWire, but I think they've enhanced that integration for this. So I think they made a big play on that. You can request a test ride right now. And they're based in Northern California, Silicon Valley, I think LiveWire are. I mean, look, basically it's bike. The headlines of this bike here: bike with a pulse, haptic heartbeat, adding a touch of humanity to electricity. So you're going to get some kind of feedback sensation, you know, as you're riding it. It's a 6-axis intelligence. There's 6-axis IMU, tracks, measures, and anticipates change. 146 miles city range, capable of travelling beyond the urban grid. Okay. Recharge DC fast charge to 100% in 60 minutes, which you talked about. Define how LiveWire One performs, and so you got custom modes as well, so you can customize it however you want, and you can stream directions, monitor alerts, and track recharge status with this connected app, right? So there's quite a bit there. There's talk about the Zen and the art of EV, and yeah, they are, you know, giving it a good old play here, making big use of this haptic feedback as well, which a lot of people are talking about in different things as well. Indian motorcycles, as I reported yesterday, and also on the website and the blog, they've put a patent out for this new safety system, radar system, and that's going to have haptic feedback as well, which are kind of vibration feel as well. So look, it's interesting. You know, it's got ABS track, you know, cornering enhanced traction control system, the CTCS, fast range, and let's have a look what else. Now there was something. Oh yes, you can customize this as you wish. Now there were 2 customization options. Let's have a look. It was, you can have graphite, no, carbon fiber, that's what it was. You can have carbon, oh here we go, the 2 colors I was on about was liquid black, or it was horizon white. That's what it is. They've actually, the sneaky buggers, they've actually changed the website overnight. I've actually come in thinking, right, I'm going to report on this, and it's completely, well, I wouldn't say completely changed, but the information that they were putting out yesterday it is now different. Here we go. Explore the LiveWire One. Let's have a look, see what it says here. Oh, that's exactly what it was before. Right, anyway, so yeah, you can have carbon fiber accent pieces. I think it's like the tail and the tank strap, and I think there's there's a windscreen as well. There's quite a few things that you can add to it. But there's also billet aluminium accent pieces which you can add onto it as well. And I think both packages, I think, were about, from memory, $1,299. I think, I can't remember exactly, but those were the 2 packages which you could have a look at. Let's have a look. Garage. I'm just wondering where the price tag might be, where you could actually buy one now. Okay, let's have a look at build. It says build yours, that's what you mean. That's it, build yours, right. Start building. That's it. Here we go. So if you go into the build your own, I say it starts up at $19,799 with this 2,200 tax credit, and it gives you all the spec on it as well. You've got liquid back, all horizon white, which you can change, and you've got the optional accessories. Okay, so sorry about that. Eventually got there. So the carbon fiber kit is $1,299.95, and it's got a carbon speed screen, a tail cowl, tank strap, a transmission accent cover, and a brake reservoir cover, and for the same price, $1,299.95, you got this precision billet kit, which is a charge door, mirrors, hand grips, passenger foot pegs, and rider foot pegs as well. So that's interesting. Let's have a look here. It's got the configure system. Okay, that's if you actually want to order it. So if you want to order it, basically it's there. You know, it's no issues at all. So I thought it was quite interesting to see that actually LiveWire as a new company, they're acting exactly the same as any other small manufacturer, in that the way to do it is right off the website. You order off the website. The question is, how much backing are you as an individual going to get from this LiveWire company? Are they being completely supported by Harley Davidson? So my point is this: let's say you buy a LiveWire One and there's a problem with it, or there's a design fault, or whatever, okay, or you want to get your money back, you've got some kind of problem. Well, I know people don't want to talk about this because you want to talk about being excited about getting a new bike, right? And I get that, and I'm just trying to play devil's advocate a little bit here. But let's just say you buy this LiveWire and there's a problem, you want to send it back. Well, let's just say multiple people do this. Let's say it's a big whole issue here. Let's say there's a financial problem with the company. Let's say, are they going to be supported by Harley Davidson, or do they have their own finance in place? And these are the things that I suppose you want to start looking at now if you're going to buy a bike from a small manufacturer, and especially if you're going to pay a substantial amount of money for it. And obviously this will all be covered in this service package and whenever you buy this bike. But I think interesting that they possibly would like you to buy this directly off the website. But I think I would want to speak to somebody directly. I would want to be able to touch and feel. So, when the dealership network, or your ability to actually go and feel one of these, touch it and speak to somebody, and have somebody directly say to you, this is what the service package is, this is how we would do it, this is how you would bring the bike in, all that sort of stuff. Unless they actually say this on this buying package, what the support package would be, that would be the interesting thing for me. Let's have a look. I mean, it doesn't say anything here about the service plan, how long it would take, to how many miles you have to ride before a service plan. It doesn't say anything about that. So, I mean, that's the interesting thing for me. I think what they're trying to do is that everything goes through this H-D Connect app, which they're still running, or they have run. It'll be the LiveWire Connect app now, won't it? Which that you're going to do everything through that. You can check all your status, so your servicing and everything. That all goes through there. But that's the interesting thing. Yeah, they've a brand new motorcycle from a brand new motorcycle manufacturer, and they're coming in at $21,000, $22,000 for a brand new, all-purpose, predominantly urban motorcycle, which they are aiming at. This is what they're aiming at. They're probably aiming at people with, cash rich, let's say, only ever going to ride in the cities, let's say commuting or within the city radius. So that distance, that range of 146 miles, whatever, is going to be more than enough. They're not really going to be looking at high speeds because it's city riding as well. So, this is going to be an interesting thing. It's going to be an interest. Let me just turn that down. Turn that off a minute. It'd be interesting to see how many people go for this and how much of a success it's going to be. I mean, I think you're going to have possibly people of our generation possibly looking at this and saying, right, we're going to buy this bike, but it's going to be our daily commuter, our fun bike for short distances, let's say, where we're not pressed to get anywhere, we're not really on much of a time scale. It's going to be fun to meet up other LiveWire riders, let's say, and go and have ride to a biker cafe or something. Oh, look, they've got an electric charging point, so that's how we're gonna meet up. We're gonna plan our rides based on charging points, that kind of thing. That would be quite interesting. That would be quite interesting. Yeah, so Richard, hi. Yeah, found a comment, Alf. 12 dealerships would be authorized, so not sure if that's UK or all USA. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, well, I don't know actually the question of that. Yeah, certainly launch in the US, but where else they'll do, I don't know. Don't know. Let me have a little drink. It's very hot in here, by the way, today. Crikey. I'm having to keep the doors closed because there's lots of noise outside. So there's a bit of soundproofing in here, but outdoors is quite a lot of noise. Otherwise, I'd like to have the windows open. But anyway, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they come up with in this, and how how you're going to buy the bike, what kind of service package you're going to have, and also where do you take your bike for it to be serviced, and also for any work to be done. Is this going to be that, you can take it into the local Harley Davidson dealership where they sell the LiveWire, their technicians will be able to work on this, or is it completely separate? So this is where I talk about, they're kind of starting off as a new motorcycle company, a small motorcycle company, but are they really? Or are they going to piggyback off Harley Davidson, or Harley Davidson still going to help them out? Or are you going to buy this bike at $21,000 or whatever it is and say, right, okay, I know in my mind that I have to buy this bike, it's going to be delivered to me, and then I'm going to have to arrange delivery back to them, LiveWire, for it to be serviced on. So you're going to have this constant, constant backwards and forwards from the manufacturer headquarters, or from these designated dealerships, that the dealership locations. I mean, that'd be the interesting thing for me to hear about. Anyway, right. So that is the LiveWire One. That was, I say, officially announced yesterday, 18th of July. That's when it's going to be debuted at that show in Northern California, and then over the next year or so, I'm sure we're going to see more and more locations of it. It'd be great to get on it. It would be great to see people riding it and comparing it to the Harley Davidson LiveWire, and if they notice any difference. It would be great to see what people's reactions to it are, what the market feels about it, whether it's going to be welcomed with open arms, or whether people are going to be less charitable towards it because it's not Harley Davidson now, it's a standalone company. So will they be a lot more critical when comparing this bike to other electric bikes who are, I wouldn't say they're much more advanced, but you're talking about better price point, perhaps better range, perhaps, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, interesting one on that. Okay, so that's Harley Davidson as the LiveWire and the new LiveWire company. There was a couple of other stories going on. There was I was going to, I might actually leave it. I might leave the next thing I was going to talk about for next week. Actually, I might do another live show next week. But I hope you're finding all these live shows benefit, and whether you join in live or watch them later on as well. But anyway, so I thought I'd bring this one for you, have a little bit of fun with it, discuss it. So there is the LiveWire blog, which I wrote about it, and all the specs are on there, or you can go to livewire.com and they get all the specs there as well. Do your own research as well, compare the two bikes and see if you can notice any difference, because apart from the weight, which is I would like to know what the weight difference is, or what is causing the weight difference. Is it a battery? Could it just be surely a battery? Is it different wiring, different tech on there, different generation tech on there that they're not publicizing? I mean, that could be the reason as well. But anyway, unless you've got any other further questions, I think I might get out of this sweat box, this sauna, and go and enjoy the rest of my afternoon. Unfortunately, I am under house arrest at the moment. No, I'm not. I'm not under house arrest, but I'm kind of limited to where I can go right now. So this is why I've been doing quite a bit of live shows the last few days, and hopefully you're enjoying them. I say the website is, I'm putting a lot more blog pieces up there at the moment, so you check those out. The membership area, I'm putting more videos and more content on those areas as well. go check those out. The content creator course is up there as well. So I am putting a lot of focus on the website the last sort of couple of months to really make that the hub of everything that I do. And whether I do more videos in the future, or whether I scale that back a little bit, whether I start doing more live shows, because I actually really enjoy doing the live shows portions, and you know, coming up with different discussion points. I would like to do longer live shows as well, but say, you know, just need to plan those out a little bit more with different news stories and stuff like that. But anyway, Harley Davidson, yeah, they've gone in all guns blazing with this new electric company that they've produced. I would say that Harley Davidson are a little bit odd at times. If you look at their YouTube channel, yesterday it flashed up, right, that this new, I think they made a mistake. I think this is the point I'm trying to make here, is that they flashed up a video for me about this LiveWire EV bike, right? LiveWire One. And then a little bit later on, LiveWire YouTube channel flashed up and they put their video out. And then I've gone to search for it this morning on Harley Davidson site and it's not there. So I think they made a mistake in putting it out on the Harley Davidson, but then they realised, no, we've got to set up a brand new LiveWire channel, which I hadn't seen before. Maybe it was there, I didn't know. But I think, you know, that part of me thinks they're a little bit behind. They've rushed into this and they're thinking, oh yeah, this is what we're going to do, and I think they're trying to make out this is a new bike, but it isn't. It is a new bike. I think in one of the video pieces they kind of did say, yeah, this is a re-engineered or reimagined bike and all that kind of stuff. And you kind of think, yeah, okay, it's not. It's exactly the same bike. You've just changed the paint scheme or changed the graphics on it, you know. So, but it'd be interesting to see how they go from here. I mean, I've always been surprised at why Harley Davidson, as a YouTube channel, let's say, it hasn't got many subscribers. I find that quite interesting, or quite odd. I would have thought they would have a lot of, and it could be the kind of content that they're producing as well. But you would have thought, as a manufacturer, you'd still have lots and lots of subscribers, you know. And the same for this LiveWire. You would have thought there'd be a groundswell of, you know. But there we go. I don't know. Kind of stop guessing why people subscribe to channels sometimes. It's you know, it doesn't really help, I suppose. But anyway, look, the content that they've got there is there. You know, I don't know about you. Is it just me? Is it me, or are you getting a bit fed up of hearing Jason Momoa's voice on any Harley Davidson, you know, video or whatever derivative video now? It's kind of a bit like, oh yeah, Harley Davidson, they've made a great Morgan bike or whatever. I mean, I can't even do his voice, you know what I mean? Probably have to sound like that and go, Harley Davidson, great bike, I ride Harley Davidson. You know, it's just like, all right, come on, change the record now. Let's get somebody else on. You know, get somebody else who actually rides these bikes. You know, because, you know, the criticism of having someone like Jason Momoa on, he loves Harley Davidson, no doubt, and all that kind of stuff, that's fine. But he doesn't ride a LiveWire. You know, it's like they're getting celebrities to try and endorse this bike or this new vision of the future. Well, why don't you get the next generation of riders coming on? Let's get some young people riding these bikes, and, you know, get them to promote it. You know, maybe some up and coming star, let's say. Why don't you get somebody from the motorcycle world? You know, why don't you get me to do it, for example? You know, or, you know, I mean, but why don't you get somebody who's actually has, you know, a relationship with motorcycles? Let's say from the sports world, let's say from the motorcycle world, you know, that kind of thing. You know, but anyway, that's just me. Right, anyway, I'm going to leave you there with that. Thank you for joining. So leave all the comments below later when you watch it as well. But this is the LiveWire One LiveWire One live show. That's a bit too much live, isn't it? Live. But you know, as for your extra information here, of course, the LiveWire company are planning to bring out more products very soon. So I think they're doing this Harley Davidson drip feeding of products as well. There's going to be a lot more accessories, a lot more lifestyle stuff and everything like that. So there we go. Right. Here we go. Dry Line Drifter. Cool. What about $1 Million Bogan Daniel Hayes? What's that for? Sorry. Oh, to what? To advertise the thing? Yeah, but look, why not? I think the problem is that any kind of YouTuber, unless you've got millions and millions of subscribers, you know, you're like a Logan Paul or a KSI or, you know, Casey Neistat type person who's got 10 PewDiePie, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever million subscribers. You're not really going to be that household name that people would know unless you watch YouTube, of course. So, you know, maybe somebody like that is not really what they would be looking for. But no, I think it'd be quite funny to have somebody like that on it. I think it'd be different. I think it'd be quite engaging. I think it'd be quite interesting to go against the grain and not have a professional endorsement, just to have somebody, you know, like us from YouTube or from websites or bloggers, whatever, who would actually say, look, hey, look, this is a new LiveWire. What do you think? You know, come with me. Let's go and enjoy the LiveWire. You know, that kind of thing. I think that'd be quite interesting. You know, but there we go. Right, and that's it. I'm gonna say get out of this sweatbox because it is really hot. The studio lights don't help, by the way. I've got to say that. But anyway, I'll see about doing more live shows next week as well. Probably still the same time. Lunchtime works out for me a little bit better, I've got to say. But we'll see how we go. But be well. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you when I catch you. Ta-ra.